thank Athletic Director Rick Dixon and President Scott Cowan for being supportive of me and our program, and for allowing me to finish the job that they hired me to do. This was a total rebuilding process, and I think everything from habits and attitudes, not just for our football team, but for everybody that was associated with the football program. We had to change those habits and attitudes. And I honestly believe right now that our kids believe that they can win, and they believe that it's important never to give up and never to quit, to give you an opportunity to win. And I just think that right now the foundation has really been laid for the future. It's taken us some time, but we built a solid foundation. Every one of these football players this year will be the players that we have personally recruited. And that's not to say anything bad about the ones that were here prior to, but this is now our football team. And I believe that, like I said, that there's a solid foundation, and it's no longer acceptable just to be competitive. Now we've got to step it up, and now we got to win, and I believe that more than anybody, and I think our players believe that as well.
Talk about your staff. Do you intend to retain your staff?
Yes, Ken. I like my staff. I think they're good people. They're good coaches. We've done a great job of recruiting good people to fit in not only academically and athletically, but into the community. They're sound football coaches. They work hard, and they believe in everything that we're doing. So there won't be any changes. Now, between now and the time spring ball starts, maybe one of them would get an opportunity to go somewhere else, and I can understand that. But as far as not retaining any of them, no, I'm going to keep every one of them.
Bob, how much can this kind of vote of confidence to you maybe help with attendance at these football games?
Well, I would hope that, first of all, the loyal people that have been supportive of us will continue to be supportive, and that the people that are kind of on the fringe will jump on board. Everybody talks about, well, when you win, we'll come support you. We need them to support us now, and I believe that if people realize that we have laid a good foundation and we're about to turn the corner and we feel good about the direction the program's going, I would hope that they would come out and support us and give us an opportunity to be there while we're getting it done and not wait for it to get done.
Did you feel that you needed the extension to continue, Bob, or were you ready to continue without that?
Well, I don't think that's important. I think the important thing is I just wanted the opportunity to do the job that I was hired to do. I felt that there's unfinished business, and I am really glad that they're giving me the opportunity to finish that business. So, yeah, the extension and those things are great. I think it helps towards recruiting and those type of things. But the important thing now is, we have to go out and we've got to win. And I know that more than anybody.
How about your special team situation? What will you do to address that in the spring?
Well, that's a good question. I think we've improved in a lot of areas. If you look at the stats offensively, we've improved tremendously. If you look at the stats defensively, the takeaways and the tackles for loss and the turnovers, we've improved tremendously. Our kicking game has been the Achilles heel of our football program since the beginning. I think we've got better specialists than we've had. I think we've got better athletes than we've ever had. It is going to be a real priority of mine to get this thing heading in the right direction. And I'm going to take a lot of steps in the future to make sure that this gets corrected by spring practice. And so we will work extremely hard to get this thing taken care of so that it's no longer an Achilles heel of ours.
Can you elaborate on what those steps might be?
Well, I'd rather not right now. I just think there's a lot of things that are going to take place between now and spring ball that will help us to improve our special teams performance.
That's killed you, though, especially down the stretch, right?
It's killed us. It has been, like I said, the Achilles heel of our program. It has hurt us more than any facet of our football team.
What realistic expectations can you tell the fans and the people who have supported this program what to expect? Because I think you can see that you have gotten better, but
right.
At some point the wins need to start showing that improvement.
Right.
as well.
And that's what I've said. Our thing is, we wanted to become more competitive, and we are competitive. There's only a couple of games this year where we really were out-competed, and I believe that we're on the verge of something special. And, like I said, it's no longer, acceptable just to be competitive. It's important that we now go out and win. And I think if you talk to our football players, the attitude of our football team is tremendous. We are bigger, we are stronger, we are faster, we have better athletes. We're on the verge of having an outstanding recruiting class, a lot of them which are from the state of Louisiana, by the way. And so I just think that, we feel good about our expectations of going to a bowl game. And I believe that's a realistic goal, and I think it's something that we can reach this year.
You've voiced your opinions frequently and honestly about some of the shortcomings. Has any of that been addressed regarding busing over 5 hours to a road game, not staying in a hotel for a home game, practice facility, being able to go somewhere when it rains? Have you addressed any of those things, or were any of those things discussed in the context of this extension?
Well, I think, we talked about a lot of things, and I think the administration has been very receptive to doing whatever we can to make this better. And there are no excuses. We've got enough resources right now to help us to win football games. And, they talk about the academics. We use that as a plus. There's still a lot of good football players out there that can get into Tulane and be not only successful in the classroom, but athletically. Look at Matt Forte. Look at Orleans Darkwa. There's some great football players out there, and we're starting to attract some of them. And I just think that all those things at this point are maybe excuses, and we don't want to use those.
When you met with Rick and Dr. Cowan, did you feel like you had to demonstrate where the progress has been, or did you get a sense that they saw the progress?
Well, that's a good question. Let me back up by saying this. Each and every year I have met with Rick Dixon and Scott Cowan. So this is nothing unique. Everybody kind of jumped on it and thought it was a firing or whatever, but it wasn't. It was a matter of a year-end evaluation like we've talked about. I have talked with Scott Cowan and Rick Dixon each and every year that I've been here. And you'll find out later that, Scott Cowan wasn't around the last couple of days, and we needed to sit with him to make that decision. So it's not that he didn't want to, or Rick didn't want to, or I didn't want to. It's one of those things where we sit down each and every year to evaluate the program. And then what I do is I give Rick information. We sat down prior to that conversation, and we talked about what we had accomplished, what we need to do to go forward. And he did a great job of presenting that also to Scott Cowan after I had talked with him. And, again, I think a lot of people kind of jumped to the conclusion that things were going to change. And this is not the time to make that change. This is the time to be supportive. And as Scott said, it's time to move forward and to get this thing going. And we need everybody's support at this point. We don't need a bunch of naysayers and guys that are jumping off the bandwagon. We need people to come on board and help us to get over this hump so that they, along with us, can say, we told you so. It was going to happen. And that's what we need.
Is there anything you can do to get to people out, other than just saying what you said? I mean, are there different initiatives you can take? Are there different places you can show up and speak? I mean, how can you truly get more people out there before the wind starts?
I think part of it is let's recruit more local guys, to bring more family and friends to the stadium. And I'm trying to do that. But I think, I can continue to go out and speak to all the groups that I speak to. I've spoken to every group that I possibly can. I think, we got to continue to get the students to come out and be supportive. I think the people that are there have been great. They're loyal Tulane supporters. We just don't have a lot of them, And the thing that I've got to do is continue to work with our marketing people and the ticket sales people to convince the people to come out and watch us play, and hopefully we can perform well and win, and then maybe more of them will continue to come back.
Very good.
Anything else? Thank you, guys.